Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi, and this is Taking Care of Business. Joining me today is Stuart Smyth, who is an associate professor at the University of Saskatchewan, and also the Agri-Food Innovation and Sustainability Enhancement Officer. Thanks for joining us today, Stuart.
My pleasure, Mario. Good to have an opportunity to chat.
All right, super. So you were involved in this study that came out today, Canada's Food Price Report for 2022. What was the main finding from that report?
I guess the main finding is, unfortunately, not great news for Canadian consumers. Food prices we're estimating that they'll increase anywhere from 5 to 7% throughout the grocery store in the coming year.
In the coming year. And can you talk a little bit about the whys behind it? Why are we seeing inflationary prices when it comes to food?
Regrettably, it's sort of a perfect storm for food prices. We've still got COVID effects impacting food production and transportation. We've got transportation challenges in the BC interior, and just generally there's a shortage of individuals available to drive truck across North America. We've got inflation. So you bring these handful of factors together and it just spells bad news for food prices.
And what about some of the particular areas of food? Where are we seeing costs rising in certain segments of that food industry?
So we're estimating that dairy is going to be one of the bigger ones. Fruits and vegetables, restaurant meals are going to increase significantly as well. So the one saving grace is that we're estimating that meat prices will go up by less than 2%. So given the significant rise in the price of meat over the summer and fall, that's a bit of good news.
Yeah, and when you look at the prices and the price change year over year, how significant is that? 5 to 7% compared to, say, previous years?
So a year ago, we were estimating that food prices would increase by about $700 for a household of four, and it turned out we were a little high. It came in at about a $600 increase. So we're estimating this year that it'll be $960. So that works out to about $20 a week, and over the 2 years, about a little over $1,500 which is about 10% increase. And I'm not aware of anybody that's been getting a raise of 10% over the last 2 years, right?
Yeah, I guess that's the implications of this. Yeah, as you mentioned, right? The cost of living for everything, right? From gasoline to fuel, to heating your home, everything, and now food as well. And there's no reciprocal rise in wages for many people. Many people are actually seeing a reduction in wages. What are the implications of rising food prices, especially?
One of the challenges and concerns is that households, that are lower income ones or stretched for grocery money are going to buy less nutritious food, but it fills you up quicker, right? So yeah. That has lifelong health impacts, especially children that don't get the proper amounts of calcium either through milk or dairy products, right? That people can have impacts from that in their 60s, 70 years of age.
Yeah, exactly, right. One of the, you did mention, restaurant prices, that's an industry that's been hard hit, obviously, through the pandemic. They have rising costs as well. When we see rising costs of restaurants, or rising prices, I mean, how does that impact their business in terms of people coming out to it? There's only so much people will spend going out, right?
So I heard the CEO of one of the food companies in Canada speaking last week, and he said typically the margins in the restaurant industry are anywhere from 6 to 8%, and for the last
Yeah.
12 to 15 months, they've been running at -2 to 3%. So you're right that, you just can't raise the price of a meal by $8 or $10 because consumers are hesitant to buy those meals, right? So I think a lot of restaurants, certainly based on the numbers he was presenting, are running at maybe a break even, just simply due to staffing shortages. I've heard restaurants that can't be open the number of hours that they normally would have been, just so that impacts the profitability of a business.
Yeah, exactly. When you looked at this study and the prices, was there any variations due to geography in Canada, or some areas of the country going to feel it more than others?
Yeah, so unfortunately, us in the West are going to take a bit more of a hit than the rest of the country. The Maritimes and Quebec are actually have a slightly lower increase than what we do in the West, and a lot of that is just due to the transportation logistics. It's so much of the fresh fruits and vegetables that we require this time of year are coming up the West Coast and through the BC interior.
Yeah, exactly. All right, super. Anything else, Stuart, that from the study that you wanted to mention?
No, the thing that I take great joy from is being able to work with collaborators at UBC and Guelph and Dalhousie, and from an academic side of thing, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay, super. Well, thanks very much, Stuart, for joining us today.
My pleasure.
All right, that was Stuart Smyth, who is Associate Professor at the University of Saskatchewan, also the Agri-Food Innovation and Sustainability Enhancement Officer. This has been Taking Care of Business. I'm Mario Toneguzzi. Thanks for joining us today.